Hi guys, this is my journal for Friday the 16th of April. Today was the options expiry day. As you all know, the options expire on the third Friday of each month, and today is the third Friday in April. But unlike your typical expiry Friday, where the markets are usually either mixed or not really moving much, today was slightly different. All the equity indices closed in the green. The Dow, the S&P, the Russell, and the Nasdaq all closed up. And as you can see from the heat map, there is a lot of green going on. Lovely shades of green. The VIX, on the other hand, continues to slide. So the VIX closed today at 1625. It was down another 2%. And the combination of the low VIX and the earnings season means that there are not going to be many stocks with high implied volatility without earnings to be able to sell credit spreads on. I am yet to find a single stock for selling spreads, but that said, I still have a few more days left. There are now 34 days until the May contract expires, and that leaves me with about 4 days to find trade ideas to sell spreads on. In terms of trade ideas, I had one trade idea today. It was a debit spread in MXIM, but unfortunately I didn't get filled on it, so I'll be looking to put it on again early next week. In terms of open positions, I pulled the plug on the GNOG position today and took my loss on GNOG. I closed it to avoid being assigned on my short 17.5 put. The stock, however, moved up into the close, and I'm still interested in a directional trade in GNOG, a trade to the upside. And that means for the April expiry, I was pretty much flat in terms of P&L. Q1 has not been great. I look forward to a better Q2. So P&L for this month, 80. After commission, that'll probably come down to about 60 or something thereabout. So pretty much flat for the month. In terms of open positions, I have one open position in the May contract, and it was a straight call in BLUE. I bought the 45 call. I opened it yesterday, so next week will be the end of week 1, and I'll cover the P&L then. Well, the P&L for a debit will be slightly different from a credit because the stock basically has to move. If it stays still, theta decay works against me in case of a debit spread. In case of a credit spread, theta decay works in my favor. And that takes me on to my watch list. I've split my watch list into 2, credits and debits. I've got nothing at all on my watch list for the credits. In terms of the debits, I mentioned GNOG. I still like GNOG to the upside. Let me show you why. So for most of yesterday, GNOG was in the red. But then coming to the close, this is yesterday's candle here. The buyers came in and they pushed it up and they closed it at the high of the day. And the volume was just a tiny bit above average. I'm looking for a directional trade on this long to take me to around here. So this here will be my target, which is around I would say 20. Currently at 14.6. Implied volatility is relatively low, so I'll be looking to spread it instead of just buying a straight call. I'll be looking to buy a call on that. Sorry, this is where I meant actually to take it back up here to test this level around 20. So that'll be my target to take it up there. Oops. So that's my thinking in terms of G and OG. I'm looking at around here as my target. So early next week I'll structure a call spread to speculate on it coming up to around this level. The second item on my watch list in terms of the debit is MXIM. I put an order in today, but I couldn't get filled on it. Let's see where it closed and if my trade idea still makes sense. So this is MXIM. Implied volatility 26, relatively low. One top here, another top here, another top here. I'm looking to buy a put spread to bring me back to around here. So this is what I'll be looking to capitalize on should it materialize. So I'll be looking to buy a debit put spread on Monday. The 85.80 is what I'll be looking to put on again. I'd like to get it done Monday or Tuesday before the time starts running down again, because it's positive theta, so theta decay would work against me when I buy a spread as opposed to when I sell a spread, and it's negative theta. And the final one on my watch list is IQ. Again, this is another debit. So this is a 2-year chart of IQ. It's a Chinese stock, and the Chinese stocks have come under a lot of pressure lately, especially the technology ones. And this is an a technology stock in China, and it has been in some kind of range between here and here. And now it's at the bottom of the range. It's a directional play. I'm not looking to do a credit on this. Implied volatility is pretty high, but it's got earnings. And when it comes to earnings, I won't do a credit, but I'll definitely do a debit. With a debit spread, all I can lose is the premium I pay to get into it. I'm looking for it to bounce up to around here. So I'll be looking to buy a debit spread to capture or speculate on it coming back to this level at the very least. So that's the way I'm looking at IQ. I like it to the upside. It's at the bottom. It's at the bottom of the range. Can it go down? Of course it can. It can go anywhere. But the odds are, at least it'll try and come back and retest this level here. Some massive volume, blowout volume on the sell side. You can see this, the volume here. So the sellers have really done a number on this, and now the buyers have started coming in. Buying it. So yeah, that's my plan on this one, to try to put a call spread together to take it up to around that level. And that's all I have got on my watch list. I haven't got anything in terms of selling spreads. All I've got are debit spreads. And that brings me to the end of my journal for today. The quick takeaway would be pull the plug on GNOG. I have nothing on my watch list for selling credit spreads, but I have 3 stocks I'm watching for debit spreads for next week. Be on the lookout for trade idea alerts early next week for the debit spreads if you're interested in trading debit spreads. And that brings me to the end of my journal. So have a great weekend, everyone, and I shall see you next week. Thank you.